Hey YouTube, it's Monica, and today I just want to talk a little bit about a topic near and dear to my heart: food. I'm with the French. I say food is a school subject, and as homeschoolers in the United States, not in France, we are in a unique position to really teach our kids about food. And I think it's important because food plays a huge role in our health and our happiness, actually. So it's not just our physical health, but our mental health. And I think it's an important topic worthy of discussion in a homeschool forum. So as homeschoolers, we can teach our kids to eat well and have a healthy relationship with food simply by what we give them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and maybe an afternoon snack. And making sure that they're actually hungry for those meals by not letting them eat all day. Because if they eat all day and they eat crackers and chips and Cheetos and pudding, then are they really going to be hungry for healthy food? Are they really going to want that? I think that you know the answer to that. So did I just say that we should require our kids to eat? Yes, I did. I said we should require them to eat. But what if they don't like the food? What if they don't eat it? I mean, after all, I don't like certain foods. Why should I require my kids to eat certain foods? Well, I'm going to say that you're an adult and you're fully baked, and your kids are not adults and they're not fully baked. So your habits are set in stone, and the goal is to not let your kids develop horrible habits that are set in stone by the time they're adults. Okay, just a really quick little story about France. So, right, I said France thinks food very seriously. It's a big deal in their schools. They have these meal plans every week. It's like a restaurant. Like when they go to eat, it's like a restaurant. So anyway, I had a friend who moved to France for a year because her husband's job took them there, so they moved to France. And their daughter went to a French school. And she said something interesting one day. She said, the kids all have to eat vegetables before they get their food. And I'm thinking from an American perspective, what happens when they don't eat them? Because I'm thinking the kids aren't going to eat them. And she just stops for a second. She's like, they just do. That's because they don't get food, other food, unless they eat the vegetables. A whole country of people realize the importance of essentially training kids to eat well, to realize the importance of healthy food. And you don't realize the importance. If you're allowed to not eat stuff over and over and over, then it must not be important, right? I mean, surely your mom and dad would make a bigger deal out of it if it was important, wouldn't they? Right? So it's not important. If you're allowed every single day to really have an extremely limited diet, then it must not be important to have a varied diet. It must be acceptable to have a huge laundry list of foods that you don't eat. So I don't know if any of you have come across this idea, but it's a pretty well-tested idea, and it's true. The more your kids are exposed, not just exposed, they put the food in their mouth, they taste it, they chew it, they swallow it, the more likely they are to actually like it. And the less often that they are exposed to those foods, the less likely they are to like those foods. So obviously with little kids, we have this like laundry list of foods, right, that they don't like. We want to make that list like 1 or 2 items. We don't want it to be 20 items. And I'm not exaggerating. That's literally how it is for a lot of kids. And let me give you an example. As an adult, I hated beets, but I knew that beets were really, really, really healthy. They're actually extremely healthy. So every time I got an opportunity, I would get a couple pieces of beets, I would put them on my plate, I would chew them, swallow it, and then move on. One day, and after doing this like 20 times, one day I got beets on my plate and I put them in my mouth, and to my surprise, I was like, oh, these are okay. And the next time I tried them, I actually liked them and wanted more. But it took, I'd say 20 times. I mean, it took a lot. Now think about your kids. Your kids don't know as much as you. You know better than your kids. You know that laundry list needs to go down, and the only way that can happen is if they eat the foods. Now, they're kids. They don't know better. You as the adult need to require them to eat those foods. Otherwise, those foods will not go into their mouth. and the laundry list will stay like this because they will not have those 10, 15, 20 exposures to the food. It just won't happen. And they'll be one of those obnoxious adults that have this laundry list of foods that they can't eat. Besides just being obnoxious, there's another really, really good reason, and it's their health. Now, I think that a lot of people don't really take that seriously, but it is really serious. Think about, we'll take one example, diabetes. Now, if your kid is having Lucky Charms for breakfast, if they're having a pudding at dessert and some sort of sugary drink, like maybe not Kool-Aid, but maybe, we don't even get the sugary drinks in my house, so I'm not familiar with them, but I know there's a million, and I know a lot of kids have them for lunch every day. They have cookies for a snack. When they get home, they have some other sugary thing, and then they very well may have a dessert after dinner. That is a lot of sugar. And your kid may not get diabetes next year, but they might get diabetes in their 30s or their 40s or their 50s. And whose fault is it? It's kind of your fault. And I say this with love. I am not a perfect parent. No one's a perfect parent, but we have to acknowledge that we have responsibility to teach our kids to eat well. And it's exhausting. They can exhaust us. They can wear us down. We're tired. We just want them to be happy. We go to the store. Can I have this? Can I have this? Mommy, can I have this? Mommy, please, can I have this? Can I have that? The answer is no. You don't buy it. You don't bring it in your house. Your kids can't have it because you need to set them up with the right habits, because once we're fully baked as adults, we all know that those habits are so hard to change, nearly impossible to change, right? We don't want that for our kids. We can help them create almost any habit. I mean, some things, you know, maybe you'll just never get to like Brussels sprouts, but you can get to like peas, you can get to like green beans, you can get to like spinach, you can get to like most things if somebody who loves you and knows better kind of more or less makes you. And it even gets worse than diabetes. It's not just diabetes. So when you're eating all of that food, all of that junk, even if it's not sweets, if it's like crackers or chips or just anything not good for you, pizza rolls, I don't know, whatever, you are displacing good food. So you are filling up your stomach with things that are bad for you, your kid is, and they don't have room for healthy food that they desperately need. And let me give you an example. One example out of many, many, many examples. So if you are deficient in vitamin K, vitamin D, and vitamin A, and calcium, I'm sure among a few other things, you will be prone to getting cavities. It's not just about the sugar. But think about this. If you're eating all that sugar all the time, you are getting the sugar on your teeth. Your kids are in the habit of eating constantly, like every hour or so during the day, getting sugar and everything on their teeth, the bacteria just loving it, eating it up. And then their enamel is weak because they're low in vitamin D and K and A, right? So then they have weak enamel and they have all this bacteria. They're going to get cavities. But it's not just about the sugar, it's about the vitamin deficiency. The good news is if you really amp up those vitamins, you can actually remineralize teeth. If you don't believe me, look it up. People have posted pictures online. It's amazing. But it's really important to get those vitamins and minerals and nutrients in your body with every meal. Every meal. It almost sounds extreme, but let me put it this way. If you have a dog and you're a responsible dog owner, would you feed your dog, like Kool-Aid and Cheetos and chips and candy on a regular basis every day? Would you do that? I mean, you might give him a little taste of a chip or something here and there, but most people would say, no, that's not for dogs. That will make them sick, right? But we feed our kids like that every day. We literally feed our dogs better than our kids. And I say that with love. I only say it to make you think I'm not trying to shame you. Like I said, I'm not perfect, but it's true. We feed our dogs better than we feed our kids. We would never dream of feeding a parrot, junk every day. What do you feed a parrot? You're gonna feed them like seeds and you're gonna feed them fruit and vegetables. well, what is human food? Is it Cheetos? Is it pudding? Is it ice cream? Add up all the birthdays, add up all the holidays, add up all the times company come over. You have a lot of chances to splurge and have food that really not supposed to have, but it's tasty, so you want to have it, right? So when you think about it, if you're living your life in balance, most of the time, you're going to be pretty saintly. You're going to do your best to eat really well. You're going to explain to your kids why they can't have that lollipop every time they go to the store and it's offered to them. You're going to explain why they can't have that sugary cereal when they go to the store. You're going to explain why they can't have the fruit roll-ups that are corn syrup. Look at those fruit roll-ups. Every single one of them, unless, I don't know, you're going to Whole Foods or something, it's all corn syrup. It's awful. And this is what you're feeding your kids every day. What do you feed your dog every day? What do you feed your dog every day? So, as homeschoolers, we really have a wonderful opportunity. My kids regularly get stir fry for lunch. They get dinner leftovers. They're not getting some funky sandwich with some funky pudding and some sugary drink. They're getting real food. And then they're going to be hungry at dinner and they're going to eat a good dinner. My kids are a little older, so I've stopped buying snacks. There's really no reason for it. That is one way that I've improved. And I'm not perfect and I still have a lot more work to do, but I'm just trying to start a conversation so that we can start thinking about how, as parents, that we're setting our kids up for either a lifetime of vibrant health or a lifetime of sickness and illness. So let me know what you think. Please feel free to comment below. And if you like the video, please thumbs up, and hope you have a great day. Thanks so much for listening.